I knew nothing resembling good times lay beyond that gate, but I was gonna have to face the music sooner or later. They had their body armor, I had mine. I guess our little stunt helped some other civic-minded people raise valid concerns about community relations. Their faces said it all. I was on their side, but how could they know that? If they came through that door, I'd be leaving as a human shield and never leaving at all. Luckily for me, for once the police arrived just in time. It sounded like all hell was breaking loose. Whatever nonsense De Silva had pulled, it seemed to be working.
Eu te fiz uma pergunta, pô. A gente anda...
The last few prisoners were trapped in here, and more pressingly, seemed I was too. Special Forces painkillers. The security switch had to be in that booth. It was Monday's arrest log, as far as I could tell. And no sign of anybody from Nova Esperanza. All those poor bastards have been checked straight into the Imperial Palace Hotel. Aim to let that RPG go to waste. Wasn't this nice? The perfect end to a perfect trip. If someone had told me 6 months ago this was where my life was headed, I'd have ordered a double of whatever they were drinking, drunk it, then blown my head off.
Porra, você tá tentando fazer? Quebra as pernas!
Another dark, rainy night. Another police station. Another futile crusade for amends. Time moves forward, and nothing changes. Every bastard in the joint must have known I was on the loose by now. I couldn't afford to waste any more time. Police food, the same crap the world over. But I could reminisce about the old days later. For now, there was more pressing matters to deal with. Every bastard in the joint must have known I was on the loose by now. I couldn't afford to waste any more time. About the only friend I had left in that town. Luckily, I wasn't the only cop with a pill problem.
Agora é sua vez!
Dedo! Faz ele parar! Eis o final! Agora! Ele me pegou!
They'd come from the control room. It looked like the security cameras were still running. Seemed the anti-drug squad had a few habits of its own. I figured I should check out the security monitors while I had the chance. It looked like the prisoners were giving them a run for their money. That's what happens when you hand some roided-up halfwit a commando uniform with special on the front and let him ride around his hometown in a tank playing soldiers. Sooner or later, someone's gonna decide he's not so special. There were a bunch more in the elevator, tooled up like they were about to roll into Fallujah. And of course, they were headed my way. If the heat was rising, that meant I was getting closer to the source. I had to keep moving. If there was one thing I learned since being in Sao Paulo, it was that me and the local elevators were not a good mix. Whatever depressing fate lay on the other side of those doors, there was no point in putting it off any longer. killed more cops than cholesterol, and still no sign of Becker. It wasn't the first time it dawned on me I should probably have gone over the plan in more detail, but it was too late for that now. AUP. Those were the guys who jumped the yacht in Panama. And what was this? Had the Brazilian cops tipped them off about the money? If I didn't hurry, Becker would be long gone. Figured I'd bag those up for evidence. I still didn't know how I'd gone from drinking myself numb in New Jersey to looting corpses in Brazil. But this was where I was, 5,000 miles from a home I couldn't go back to, on another suicide mission to clean up a mess that wasn't even mine. I'd spent my career dozing off in the briefing room. The CS were all but out of business in Sao Paulo, and suddenly Becker and Victor looked like local heroes in the war on crime. They'd really gotten their money's worth outsourcing their problems onto me. My old pal Serrano. We'd both been unwitting clowns in this sorry circus. Part of me hoped he'd made it out of that hotel alive. I didn't recognize the guy. Maybe this was the new slum king De Silva had talked about. A throne never stays empty for long. Fame at last. It was no great surprise I'd made Ufe's most wanted list. I hadn't done much to improve the reputation of Americans abroad over the past few weeks. And there they were, my illustrious employers. 3 dead and still every chance I'd go 4 for 4. None of this was gonna look good on the resume. And I was in good company. Howell Passos, sent up north to find a washed-up gringo who would act tough and play dumb. Boy, did he ever deliver. Starting to feel as if I'd never leave that place. Like one of those nightmares where you keep running and running, only to discover you're chasing yourself. Nothing I was gonna find in there could make a difference now. I had all the evidence I needed. Tear gas. This wasn't good. I needed to find a way out of that stairwell and fast. That would have been too easy. The bastards had me locked in. The doors were all locked. There had to be something else I wasn't seeing. This was a waste of time. If I didn't do something soon, I was going to be crying myself to a very long sleep. Tear gas. This wasn't good. I needed to find a way out of that stairwell and fast. This was a waste of time. The bastards had me locked in. The doors were all locked. There had to be something else I wasn't seeing. The bastards had me locked in. If I didn't do something soon, I was going to be crying myself to a very long sleep. Tear gas. This wasn't good. I needed to find a way out of that stairwell and fast. The bastards had me locked in. The doors were all locked. There had to be something else I wasn't seeing. Do something soon, I was going to be crying myself to a very long sleep. This was a waste of time. Tear gas. This wasn't good. I needed to find a way out of that stairwell and fast. The doors were all locked. There had to be something else I wasn't seeing. If I didn't do something soon, I was going to be crying myself to a very long sleep. That would have been too easy. My eyes and throat burned, but at least I could breathe. There it was, the tape from the Bronco security system. Jesus, it was that guy. I had seen him in the favela, Bachmeyer, Becker's right-hand man. His time would come, him and Becker. I couldn't get that tape out of my head. Why had Ufe killed Rodrigo? I wasn't gonna find any answers in the forensics lab. I had to push on.
Hey, pal. Nice to see you.
Vai pra casa, gringo de merda.
I don't think we've been properly introduced.
I know who you are.
Then you should have killed me in the office when you had the chance.
There's still time, meu camarada.
Another pile of bodies and still nothing to show for it. It felt like I was detaching, that maybe this was revenge for something else, something buried deep in the past. Rodrigo, Giovanna, Passos, everyone who'd meant anything was gone. Like, it was a little late to be thinking about precautions, but something told me this shit show was barely through the warm-up act. It was time to get out of that circus before any more clowns showed up. They had their body armor, I had mine.
Vamos mudar de posição. Identidade
Sai fora daqui!
Perdi! Beleza, perdi!
Acerta ele! Acerta ele, meu! Acerta!
Becker and Bachmeyer had taken their pound of flesh and sold it on the black market. Now I was coming from...
Vamos acabar com essa merda agora!
Vamos indo! Se estiver na
Beleza, rapaziada, bom trabalho. Só tô esperando a confirmação do outro grupo, mas o gringo já deve estar morto agora.
Senhor! Ele não parece estar morto!
Filho da puta, pelo amor de Deus!
Ele me pegou! Ah, droga! Não, caralho!
Aí, cara!
Americans love to interfere in things you do not understand.
Oh, I understand plenty, asshole.
How stupid can one man be?
Couldn't get a direct shot. I was gonna have to...
I'll think of you when I get my promotion! You are doing so well! You had to go and spoil it!
Those ceiling tiles looked kind of loose. It was worth a shot.
Thank you for all the fine work! Give Rodrigo my regard! You should know when to walk away!
This was the passkey to Becker's office. I was close to the end of all this, and I could feel it.
Becker! Something funny about dying?
I felt like the avenging angel. I looked like a fat bald dude with a bad temper.
You disgusting piece of shit! I know everything!
Not everything, my friend. Let go of him, Max. Huh? There's a good fellow.
Well. Victor, I was wondering when you'd reappear out of whatever slimy hole you live in.
I'd like to just say, Max, I just want to say thank you for all your hard work, for my family, and for cleaning up that horrible mess with the crachá preto for us. You know I'm tough on crime. I give you a bonus, but I think you just frittered it away. Becker, take his gun.
Toma, seu filho da puta!
They had barred the door. My only hope was to chase them down. I knew they'd be leaving town, and my guess is they would try to fly out of here. Rich people love to fly away.
God damn it!
Okay, Max. Now you check the main terminal. I'm gonna go and look for the Bronco plane by the hangar, okay?
Let's do it.
You keep an eye out in there. You know Becker's gonna have some guys in there watching out for you.
Yep. So, of course, I knew they were looking for me. But the airport was about the only place a fat gringo might blend in. Well, there or a sex club.
Ei! Parado aí! Parado!
My delusions of disguise lasted around 2 seconds. They were out in force. And they were out for me. But then, I was out for them too. Every last one of those bastards.